All right. So we have the energy pumping up. We have the momentum going. And I'm going to introduce the next speaker who is going to blow your mind. And you should be taking notes because this is a man. Not only he's my team member, he's also a great friend of mine. We've been friends for the last 5 years or more, I think. And he has so much success in his, I would say, very short time in Enagic, given the success he has achieved. And he's here to share with you how to achieve the success that he has amassed and how you can actually avoid all the mistakes in Enagic, and you don't do all the mistakes, you do what the successful distributors are doing. So without further ado, I'm going to invite onto the call for our next session, 6A5, Heman Kumar from India. Heman, are you there?
Yes, brother. I'm
awesome. The floor is yours, buddy.
Brought in. Simon's internet just went down. Look at what your energies can do. It can shake up things, right? So I just want to say hello to everybody. And if you guys are excited for this session, give me a number 1 on the chat, guys. Give me a number 1. That's your way of showing energy. Awesome. Just go ahead. Now, with my time has already started. So today I want to ask you all a question. How many of y'all you want to achieve success in the Kangen business as soon as possible? Raise your hands. Give me a number 2. And how many of y'all want to make less mistakes or no mistakes on your journey towards achieving that? Give me a number 3 on the chat. Yes. So if that is you, then this session is for you, right? Because these are not the mistake of what we have done, but these are the mistakes of the one and only Mr. Samsia himself, the legendary icon. So I want you guys to pay close attention to the things that we are sharing here so that you can actually avoid these mistakes and fast track your journey towards the Kangen business. So are you guys ready? Ready? Give me a number 3 on the chat, guys. Yes. Thank you. I'm just trying to manage with the chat and also with the energy that you guys are giving me. Keep up the great job. Awesome. Now, let's begin the session and let's go straight into mistake number 1. Now, nobody likes to do mistakes, right? So these are the mistakes that you must pay close attention and take a lot of notes. Mistake number 1, not learning from successful distributors. See, what happens is when we start the business, we are so new, we are so energetic that we start to do things our way. And when we do that, what happens is because it is new, we tend to fail a lot of times. Because think of your first few sales are like delivering your first baby. Now, how many of y'all here, you are parents? If you're parents, just put in on the chat, parents, if you are parents, or if you have helped deliver a baby to someone. Yes, parents or P. Yes. Now, let's say there are 2 scenarios. First scenario, there is someone who is, let's say like myself, young and energetic, and I have just graduated from the best medical university, and I have learned everything to deliver a baby. And I walk in front of you or your family member who's about to deliver, and I tell you, I've learned everything. I'm ready to deliver the baby for you, right? And on the other side, there is actually a midwife from a village who has helped deliver over 1,000 babies. And she says, I can help you. Who will you select, me or the midwife? Right? You can put, if me, then 1, if the midwife, then number 2. Which one, 1 or 2? I'm seeing more 2s. Some of y'all are graciously saying 1, thank you. But if I was in your situation, I would not select me. I would select the midwife. Because why? Midwife has more experience than me. So the same way, ask help for successful distributors. Now, who are the successful distributors? They are those who are immediately above you, the people who have introduced you to this business. Because I believe that even if they've sold 1 machine more than you, they are successful. They're good enough to give you the knowledge and advice to get started, right? So don't do it alone. Let the experienced distributors do the talking. So what you have to do is when you bring in your prospect, let's say I am the distributor. So I bring in the prospect, and here is the sponsor. So I make the prospect meet the sponsor, and make the sponsor meet the prospect. And you take a step back as the distributor and let them do the talking. You just observe, right? Don't do the mistake of talking in the beginning. So the lesson from here is, don't be a hero. Can you all put on the chat, hero? Hero, yeah. Don't be a hero, guys. That's the lesson, right? Ask help from successful distributors. Let's look at mistake number 2. Talk, 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 not showing what the machine does. You see, we have such an amazing product here, but if you're just talking about it, there is a saying that people doubt what they hear, but believe what they see. So you have to actually show the live demo, because the live demo holds the key to a successful sale. It is the unique selling point of the Enagic business. Take note of this, guys. Which company or which product can you actually show the difference right in front of the prospect live? If you're taking any supplements, you have to take them on a regular basis for you to experience the changes. Or if you're using any other product, it takes a long time for you to experience it. But when you see the live demo, you exactly see what the machine can do to you and your body. So that's why it is the USP, the unique selling point of our business. So the lesson from here is, no demo, no sales. I want all of you to put your hands up like this, your finger up like this, and wave at the screen, wave at the camera. No demo, no sales. Yes, right. Remember this. If you're thinking, why don't I have any sales? Well, because you're not doing enough demo. And the second thing, when you invite people to come for the demo, do you sell the product or what do you sell? Because when you make an invitation, you probably say, hey, there's an amazing product, I want you to come and see it. Now, people don't listen to that, or people don't show up for that. So instead, what you should be doing is, you should be selling the demo. You should be selling the meeting. Sell the meeting will sell the product itself, right? So everybody, put on the chat, sell the demo, right? Don't sell the meeting, sell the demo. So you just call your prospect and tell them, there is something amazing I want you to see. There's this amazing speakers, they're giving amazing knowledge. I want you guys to attend this. Don't sell any product. If they say what it is, then you tell them, this is what I want you to see. That's why you have to come and attend this, right? So who's getting value? If you're getting value, type in value on the chat from the first 2 mistakes already. And awesome, thank you. Let's look at mistake number 3, showing only the business plan. How many of y'all, you loved what Nicholas just did? You loved the business plan. Type in a number 5 on the chat. If you love the business. Now you see, that is the thing. We love the business so much that when we bring our prospect, we show them only the business plan. We show them how much money they can make. But what happens is, when you don't show what the machine does, if you're just talking about the money, people are not inspired. Would you agree with me? There are more than 1 million ways of earning money in this world. If you agree, just type in 1 million. Right? So why do we have to do Enagic then? Why are people doing Enagic then? Because people saw the engine. You have to show the engine that powers the business, which is the product. Because people get inspired after seeing the product, and then they want to do the business. So show the business plan only after the demo. So the lesson from here is, product first, business after. I am not saying business never. I am saying business after, but product first, right? If you guys get this point, give me a number 6 on the chat. Product first, business after. Thank you. Let's look at mistake number 4. Calling the machine a what? Water filter, purifier, or even worse, alkaline machine. Now, would you guys agree with me that our machines is none of the 3? We are not a water filter company. We are not a purifier company, nor we are an alkaline machine company, right? Who are we then? We are actually medical devices in Japan. We are the only medical grade water machine in the world, guys. with this ISO 13485 certification. So why do we have to say this, and why do we not have to say all the water filter, purifier, and alkaline machine? Because people don't want to hear about it. People are fed up with owning a water machine already. So they don't want to own another water machine. But if you say there is a medical device that's from all the way from Japan, and we're the only medical device company in the world in the water industry, do you think your people will be interested to come attend and come see the meeting? If yes, just give me a number 7 on the chat. Yes, wow, a lot of 7. So the lesson from here is water, filter, and alkaline are dirty words. Never use these 3 words throughout your entire journey in Kangen, because this is not what we do, right? So great, thank you. Let's look at mistake number 5, hiding the existence of other ionizers. Now, who here, you know that there are other ionizers in the market, other imitators or other copycats in the market? If you agree, just put in a number 8. Now, most of you know about it, but what happens when a prospect asks you this question? Are there any competition? Most of us say, no, no competition. Now, what happens is your prospects are not 10 minutes, but they are 1-minute internet experts. They go on Google quickly, look at it, and they see all XYZ companies out there. Now, when they do that, what happens? Does the trust in you, does it go up or go down? Up or down? Put it on the chat. The trust in you goes up or goes down? Actually, it goes down, because you said that there is no competition, and they found out so many other products are there. So what do? You have to educate your prospects about the medical standards of Enagic, tell them upfront and show them the certificate. And if you guys don't know about more details about Enagic, stay put for the next session, because the next session is going to go deeper into the competition, why Enagic has no competition. So the lesson from here is to educate your prospects. What is the lesson, guys? Educate your prospects. We are not in the convincing business. We are in the educational business. So the moment you tell your prospect, yes, there are other companies who are trying to imitate, but let me show you why we are the best, right? When you do that, even after you do that, they will go on the internet. But when they go on the internet, now they will start trusting you more, because they will say, hey, I remember this because Hemant told me this, and I am now, I'm very aware, and I am capable of making a informed decision, right? Instead of getting misled. So mistake number 5 is educate your prospects. Let's look at mistake number 6, getting in the wrong crowd. You see, when you are hanging out with people, always choose the people that you're hanging out with, because chances are sometimes the closest friends that you have will be a bigger source of negativity, right? I'm not talking about giving you negative influence, but I'm talking about negative advice, negative support, or they may discourage you from doing something that you want to do, right? So what you must do is you must surround yourself with other successful distributors on a regular basis. Now, who are the successful distributors? Every single person who introduced you to this Kangen business, they are first of all successful because they did a good job in bringing you to this business. And second thing, there are also top leaders, like all the people who are on the interpreter channels, all the top leaders who are in your 6A, 5A. There is a reason why they are successful, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So make sure that you are the bottom of the 5 people, meaning that all the other 4 are above you, so that when they are growing up, you will also grow up, right? But imagine if you are on top of the 5 people, chances are sometimes these 4 may pull you down. So make sure that you are the lowest in the 5 people that you're hanging out with, and choose the people that you hang out with, right? And choose the people that you get advice from. Guys, we don't want to make mistakes in this business or in life, but there are only 2 ways one can make mistake. What are the 2 ways? The first way is, if you listen to the people who don't know what they are talking about, you will make a mistake. And the second is, if you don't listen to the people who knows what they're talking about, you will make a mistake. Now, who are the people who don't know what they're talking about? Those people who have not yet joined Kangen. those people who don't even know what that is, right? Because if you want to get advice how to be rich, you will probably ask someone who is already rich. If you want to grow crops, you will ask a successful farmer. So the same way, who do you listen to here? You listen to the successful distributors around you. So with this, I quickly want to share a short story. This is not my story, but this is a story of the one and only Mr. Samsia himself. Now, this was about 10 years back when Mr. Samsia was just starting the business in Kangen. And he was just 1 year in the Kangen business. And he happened to meet with a good friend of him from another city who owns a chain of electronic appliances stores. Now, this guy has a few stores of electronic appliances. And when Mr. Samsia met him and they were meeting over a coffee, he asked Mr. Sam, "What do you do?" So Mr. Sam asked, "If you're interested, let me show it to you." And when Mr. Sam showed the product, he was mind blown until it came to the price. When he saw the price, he told to Mr. Sam, "Mr. Sam, you're my good friend, but let me tell you something, that this product will not sell in Malaysia because we do not have the buying power. Take it from me. I am a owner of electronic appliances stores. Take it from me. This product will not sell." Little did he know that at that time, Mr. Samsia, just one short year in Kangen business, had already sold in excess of 1,000 Kangen machines, right? So tell me this, guys, if Mr. Sam, thank God, Mr. Sam did not listen to the friend of the electronic store appliance. Because if he had done that, 10 years fast forward now, more than 200,000 families benefited from what Mr. Samsia started. I don't think each one of us would have gotten the opportunity of Kangen if Mr. Samsia listened to the advice of his friend, right? So it's very important who you take your advice from. So very important to choose your environment. Please put on the chat, choose your environment. Mistake number 6. Let's look at mistake number 7, not wanting to improve. Now, let me share something with you, everybody here. You probably may have a lot of experience in the field that you were doing prior to Kangen. But what happens when you come into Kangen, you try to apply everything that you have learned before. And you say, "I know everything that is there to be successful." And you stay stagnant. You don't move forward. And what happens because of that, you don't believe in the product, you don't believe in the business plan, and you also stop believing in yourself because the business is not working for you, right? Because you're not willing to improve, you're not coachable, you're not hungry, you're not willing. So what do? You have to immerse yourself in books, trainings, seminars, videos, and building an unshakable belief, a belief that no amount of negativity, no amount of failures, no amount of rejections will actually make you disappointed. Because when you do this books, training, seminars, and videos, you are like a ship. A ship can only sink if the water around the ocean enters the ship. So the same way, you are like a unshakable ship, right? Whatever you consume, the knowledge from these meetings, from the workshop, and from all the books that you read will make you unshakable and will portray that confidence in front of your prospect, right? And because of that, what will happen is your prospect will want to join you, right? So keep improving. The lesson is keep improving. We see top leaders, top successful leaders, they still now they are learning 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in the Kangen business. Every day they are learning. And they say this, from the cradle to the, what do you call that, the graveyard, cradle to grave, learning continues, right? So keep learning, keep improving yourself. Now let's look at mistake number 8, talking to Tom, Dick, and Harry. What happens when I say Tom, Dick, and Harry, not talking about specific people, I'm talking about anybody and everybody. What happens when you talk to anybody and everybody is, would you agree with me that not everybody can actually afford a Kangen machine, even the lowest price of the machine? So when you do that, what happens is you reduce the effectiveness of your efforts. Talk to the people who wants or needs the product. Talk to the people who are thirsty. When I say thirsty in terms of business, in terms of opportunity, they are looking for opportunities. So there is a qualifying method that we use to qualify our prospects. This is what it is. It's called mint. So the full form of mint is money, interest, needs, and trust. Now, let's say even if the person does not have the cost of the basic machine, the JR4, he or she will not be able to join, right? Now, along with money, I also say mindset is very important, because if you do not have the money, but if you have the right mindset, you will arrange the money somehow. So look for people with money and with a good mindset. And second is people with interest, preferably those who are interested in the business, right? And third are people with needs. Now, there are two types of needs. First is pain. Somebody wants to solve a pain, either could be physically or could be financial pain, right? Also could be those who want to enhance, who are already healthy, who are already wealthy, and they want to enhance their status in terms of health and wealth. Who do you think from the two will actually join first? The people with pain or the people who want to enhance their health and wealth? Which one? One or two? People with pain or people who want to enhance? As I'm looking at the chat, pain, mostly pain, right? So talk to the people with the pain, right? And don't ignore the others who want to enhance their health and wealth. Now let's look at the last point, which is the trust. Trust is actually the most important part in any sales process. There has to be a trust in these one of these two things. The first thing is trust in the company, in the brand. For example, Toyota. Toyota is a global company. If I walk to any country, any showroom, any salesman, and I buy a Toyota, I know that I get a quality of a Toyota, right? Because the brand is trusted. However, Enagic has been around for 46 years, but not many people know about it. So your prospects must have trust in the second thing, which is trust in the introducer, which is you. So most important thing is ensure that your prospects trust you. Build the trust, build the rapport. Don't just jump in to share the opportunity with them. Because I believe that no trust, no sale. If people don't know you, if people don't like you, if people don't trust you, the chances of them joining you is very less. So that's mistake number 8. Who's getting value? Type in number 8. Number 8 on the chat, guys. Right? And look for mint prospects. Now let's look at mistake number 9. Treating this business as a hobby. Now, what happens is when you treat this as a hobby, you only do this when you feel like doing it. For example, let's say I am a dancer. I'm actually a dancer. I used to be dancing, but I don't dance all the time. I only dance when I have the free time, right? And when I feel like dancing. So what happens is when I do it, like when I feel like dancing, am I a professional or am I an amateur? Am I a professional or an amateur? Which one? And at the same time, am I a professional or am I a poser? Right? I have been a professional dancer. Let me tell you what professional dancer is. 10 to 12 hours of dancing every single day, right? And now I probably danced once in a year or twice in a year, right? So I know the difference between professional and amateur. So if you treat this business as a hobby, like how I treat dance at this moment, I am not a professional. I will fail at it. So the same way, even in Kangen, if you treat it like that, you are actually making your own path towards failure. And what happens when you set low goals, you are actually setting low goals to prevent yourself from failing, because you believe that I will just set a small goal, I will achieve it, and then if I will see if I can increase my goal. But let me tell you guys something. You will always underestimate the effort required to achieve a certain goal. So when you set a low goal, you will not achieve it and you will say that, oh, this business does not work. Or worse, you will achieve that goal and realize that your dreams and goals have not been met in spite of achieving the goal that you set. But you have seen here in Enagic that hundreds and hundreds of people are successful, are growing the business to sky limit, to the limit of the sky. So, and also what happens, you start relying on your uplines more. Okay, public presentation. Let me depend on my introducers. But let me tell you guys something. The more you depend on your uplines, the more you're destroying your business, right? Think about this. The key of this business is in the prospecting. Keep your appointment calendar full. right? Don't keep any time free, right? Make sure that you're doing demos every single day. Think of yourself as a professional. Like when I was a professional dancer, I was dancing 10 to 12 hours a day. The same way I decided to go professional in Kangen. I start my day at morning 7 o'clock, end my day at 12 in the midnight. And I was doing demos and demos and demos, right? So that's what you have to do. So the lesson from here is to fill your funnel and to keep your calendar full. Remember this, guys, this is a funnel, and the more people you put in the funnel, the more sales you're going to get. You cannot just expect to put 10 people and get 100 sales. That's not how it works, right? So if you want to get 10 sales, probably you have to put 100 or even 1,000 prospects, right? And then probably you will land at 10 or even more, right? So who is willing to fill the calendar? Just type in calendar on the chat if you're willing to fill in your calendars. Don't keep in any. Let me tell you guys something. Last night, I went to sleep at my time, 1 a.m., and I was up by 7 a.m. And since then, I've just been having back-to-back meetings. And today, the whole day, we have such amazing 340 people attending the workshop, right? So fill your calendar. Many of you are taking a shortcut to put in C is okay, no problem, right? Now, let's look at mistake number 10, having doubts and fear and being uncertain. So many times what happens is you start doubting, is this for me? Oh, the market is already saturated. There are so many machines sold already, so I cannot make it big. Let me tell you guys something, that you are actually not seeing that we are in the infancy of a giant wave, not seeing the big picture. Because understand one thing, that each and everybody here on this call who have made it big have been a champion and have this mindset of a champion. A champion does not give up no matter how many opponents are there, no matter how many co-participants or co-athletes are there. A champion mindset is that person who works hard in spite of the opposition, in spite of the competition. So we are looking at the next essential appliance in every single home. Think about a AC, TV, refrigerator. The Kangen machine is the next essential appliance in every single home. I just want to quickly ask all of you here, who here, you own a Kangen machine? If you own a Kangen machine, just type in the alphabet K on the chat, K. If you own a Kangen machine in your home. Wow, look at that, K, 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 K. Now let me ask all of you who own a Kangen machine. Let's say, God forbid, right, your machine, what you say, is stolen. Somebody walks into your house, they don't steal anything, but they only take the Kangen machine and go. How many of y'all, you file a police report, the cops come, but they cannot find any trace of a Kangen machine? How many of y'all immediately you will own another Kangen machine? Type in a number, type in own, O-W-N, O-W-N, type in. Look at that. That's how essential it is, right? Just like a cell phone. So let me show you this graph here. This graph is called the law of innovation diffusion by Everett Rogers. Now this represents two things, market penetration and the total sales. So the gold line is actually the market penetration and the blue line is the sales graph. So for example, let me ask you guys, where do you think cell phones are? Which category? Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, or laggards? Where is the cell phones in this graph? Early majority. Some people say early majority. Okay. It's early adopters. Okay. Right. Where is typewriter? Typewriter. Some of you are asking, what is that? The young millennials. Laggards. Anybody know about floppy? Where is floppy? The millennials don't even know what floppy could be. Yeah. Laggards, right? Where do you think the Kangen machine is in this chart? Kangen machine. Who thinks we are late majority? LM, put LM. Who thinks we are late majority? If you think we are late majority. Who thinks we are early majority? EM, put in EM. If you think we are early majority. Who thinks, I see most of y'all are putting innovators there. Let me tell you guys something. Innovators is 2.5% of the total market. Now let's take the world population, because we are from different parts of the world here. 2.5%, or let's say 7 billion people, and there are at least 4 people in every household. So that makes it how much? 2 billion? 2 billion households in the whole world. Now, let's say not everybody can afford a Kangen machine. So quickly put on the chat, what percentage of the total households can afford a Kangen machine? What percentage? Put in a number, 10%, 5%, 1%, 40%. Wow. Keep putting the numbers, guys. Keep going. Now, let me tell you guys something. Some of you say 25%. Let's just take 1%. 1% of 2 billion. Can someone help me there? What is 1% of 2 billion? How many millions? I think, is it 10 million? I think 10 million. 1% of 2 billion is 10 million. Yeah. No, 20 million. Sorry. Yeah. 20 million. 20 million homes. Oops. I have crossed my time there. Can I have another 10 minutes, guys? The host. Okay. So 20 million is the total households, right? Now, let's say 20 million. How many Kangen machines have we sold already in the world? Anybody knows? How many Kangen machines we have sold all over the world? Less than 1.5 million Kangen machines. Now, I took 20 million as 1% of the total market, guys. We have not even touched 1% of the 1%. So we are not even in the innovator stage. We are actually in the infancy stage. Am I the only one getting excited here, guys? If you guys are excited, put in the number 9 on the chat. If you're excited, just like me. So we are, there's no thing called saturation here. We are right now in the beginning stage, actually, if you see, right? And let me tell you guys something. The Kangen machines will be selling with or without you. Now, the question here is, how fast do you want to act and how much of the market you want to be within your team members, right? So that's the most important thing here. So the lesson from here is to have a champion mindset and see the big picture. We are at the infancy of a giant wave. Let's look at mistake number 11, being passive. Now, what happens when you're passive, right? You are treating this as a hobby, so you don't end up following up on your prospects. And what happens because of that, your prospects forget about you and the Kangen machine. So what you got to do is you have to be proactive, follow up with them, give them information, give them things that are of value. Because what happens is, if you're not in touch with them, this is what will happen. People will forget about you, but they will remember the Kangen machine. And when somebody else comes with more enthusiasm and with much more skills to keep in touch over you, if they come and if they are showing the Kangen to the prospect, this is what they will say. Oh, there was this guy Hemant who came to me, but he didn't seem serious. He was not committed, but I can see your commitment and I'll join with you. Now, there have been many people who have lost not only sales, but big leaders because they were not proactive. They were not following up on a regular basis. Make note of this, that 70% of the sales happens in the follow-up. So the key lesson here is to follow up 7 times or more, because if follow up in the sense does not mean that you call them every day and say, are you ready to buy the machine? Okay, no. Tomorrow call them up and ask them, are you ready to buy the machine? No. So that's not the meaning of follow-up. Follow-up means exposures, giving them different exposures that will add value so that they see value in joining this amazing company. So now there is a very important thing, guys. I wanted to share with you one statistics. Now there are a group of people who follow up only one time. And you know how many percentage of people do that? Over 70% of people follow up only once. And you know their success rate? Their success rate is only 5%. Only 5% of the times they're successful. And that means that if they talk to 100 people, because they're only following one time, 5 of them can join. Now, there are some more people who go an extra step. They follow up 2 times. And you know how many percentage of people do that? About 20% of people do that. They follow up 2 times. And their success rate is 10%. Meaning out of 100 people they prospect, 10 people join. But do you know what the super successful do? The successful and the super successful, they follow up a minimum 7 times or more. The or more is the most important part. And do you know what percentage of people actually do that? Only 5% of people follow up 7 times or more. And their success rate is over 70%, guys. Over 70% of the times they are successful. That means they talk to 100 people, 70 people join. And do you know what the super successful people do? They follow up until the person joins. Could be 7 times, could be 70 times. I have friends who have joined me after 5 years, who I invited in my first few demos. They saw it and I still kept in touch and they joined, right? So that's what you have to do. So the lesson from here is follow up how many times? Give me the number. Follow up how many times? 7 times or more, right? Let's look at mistake number 12, not helping your team. You see, this business is a teamwork because they say the teamwork makes your dream work. So you have to work with the team. Now, when you don't help your new team members, they will fizzle out and you will be the biggest loser. Think of it as your parents, your babies are just born. You just allow the baby to grow up by itself. Not possible, right? So the same way, the mistake what people do, they recruit someone and they let the person be on themselves, right? Help your new team members, rescue them and guide them, right? Because team success equals to your success. Just put it on the chat. Team success equals to my success. Put it on the chat. The more you help your team, the more you will be successful. You don't have to teach them. All you have to do is just build them, make them confident, and work with them until they are able to duplicate and replicate you. And as long as they are duplicating and they are passing on the culture among the team members, your team is growing, you will grow. And this is such a beautiful thing I love about Enagic. Because other companies, I don't want to talk bad about them, but most of the companies, in order for the uplines to be earning, the downlines have to keep buying the products every month, month over month. That's why they call the prospects and say, keep buying the products. One day you will be successful. But in Enagic, your uplines will not call you and tell you, did you buy another machine this month? Did you buy another machine next month? Will you buy another machine next month? No, right? We just buy a machine once. And what your uplines will do is they will connect with you and they will tell you, how is that I can help you to move forward, right? And to help you get more sales. So that's why I love this part of Enagic business. You only invest once, right? Now let's look at mistake number 13. Continuous reliance on sponsors and public presentations. Now you guys might be thinking, Hemant, you just told that you have to help your team members, take help from your sponsors. But here you're saying, no, don't rely on your sponsors and public presentations. The word here is continuous, guys. When you are continuously relying after 1 year, after 5 years, after, even 2 months of doing this business, if you're still expecting your upline to come and support you, you're limiting your potential in this business because they can only give you a certain time, right? And let's say you want to be successful within that certain time, your chance of becoming successful is very narrow. But you have entire freedom, 24 hours in your hand, your time, right? So I believe that is more powerful than maybe 1 hour or 2 hours of your upline's time every day or every month. So take responsibility and ownership in your success. Step up and challenge yourself. The moment you challenge yourself, you come out of your comfort zone, you will be starting to get successful. In this business, you have to do all the things that you don't feel like doing, right? You don't feel like talking to people, you have to talk to people. You don't feel like going on stage, you have to start going on stage. Just follow what the successful leaders are doing. If you want more results, you must take more action. Most importantly, more consistent action, guys. Not just take action today, sit for the next 1 week, expecting for the fruits to bear. No, right? Take personal ownership in this. Think of this as your business. You have invested millions on this business. Take personal ownership. Mistake number 14, not learning the compensation plan. Wow, this is very important. There are distributors in my team, and I see prospects also telling me at times, Hemant, I'm not good with numbers. Now, it does not matter if you're not good with numbers or not. In order for your prospect to also be interested in the business and also to think of it as a successful business venture, they have to see the 8-point commission, the educational bonus, the 6A2 bonus, and the 4 categories protocol. If they can't see this, then they don't see a future for themselves. So they will just buy a machine and be happy with it. So what you must do is you must master the global partnership program, just like what Nicholas did. And that's not very difficult. You just have to read out the slides and you have to show them what's possible if they are serious and committed in this business. So who here is willing to master the global partnership program? Type in GPP on the chat. I don't have a lot of time, guys, so type in GPP. I'm going very slow so that the translators can catch me. All right. Now, mistake number 15. Getting distracted by other come and go opportunities. See, there are, like I told you, 1 million ways of making money. And when you join Kangen, tomorrow you see something else, you jump onto that. When you do that, your team that has joined you will lose trust and credibility. Not just the people who have joined you, but also the people who are planning to join you, who have not yet joined you, they will stop believing in you, right? They will say, this guy is jumping from one thing to another. I don't think I can join with him, right? So always ensure that you understand that this is a long-term business. Cultivate a sense of gratitude and enthusiasm every single day. Aim to build your Kangen empire, not just a Kangen team. A team can be built by anybody. An organization can be built by anybody, but not an empire. Only a few people are remembered as empire builders in the world. Like you can take the great Napoleon Bonaparte or all the top, people who have built an empire. And building empire, will it take months? Will it take years? Or will it take decades? What is your answer? Building empire takes actually decades. Now, are you guys, now you see this business is not just a business of months or years, it's a business of decades. And probably I would say it's a business of generations. Because when you ask, and when you ask any American company to think long term, I work for Amazon.com. So they used to call me and tell me, what is long term for you? The next 3 to 5 years plan. Now, Japanese long term for them is not 5 years, not in years, but 5 generations. So that is long term, guys. So think of building your empire. So for that, you have to focus, 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 and think long term, not just long term, right? I can just go on, but I don't have the time. So I hope you guys understand this. Think long term. Let's look at mistake number 16. Oh, why is mistake number 16 coming there? Actually, there should be only 15 mistakes, right? But let me tell you, this is bonus, especially set by the one and only Mr. Samsia himself. Would you guys like bonus? If you like bonus, I'm already over my time. Just put bonus there, guys, quickly, if you like that. Okay, thank you. Let me quickly show you guys the bonus. Not preparing your team for rejections. When you join, when you are a newcomer, the chances of you getting a more rejections is higher because you still have to develop the skills. And what happens at times, you tend to overpromise and end up falling short. You underdeliver. And because of that, what happens is team members, they actually don't fail. They give up too soon because they have not built the skills to be able to go through the rejection. So what you have to do is you have to inoculate your team members and prospects towards rejections. Always under promise them and over deliver, just like what we do in our calculations. Prepare them for the rejections in our business. Probably when you start, you may be getting a lot of no's, then yeses. As you grow, as you are willing to improve and apply all the 15 points that we just shared, you will start getting more yeses than rejections. The question is, how soon? You can take 1 month to build all the skills, 1 year or 10 years. The sooner you do, the better for you. So the lesson from here is to do SD 501. You are thinking, what is the model of the machine doing here? Now, this is not the model of the machine. The lesson from here is to show demo to 501 people. I believe there is a reason why it was SD 501. Show demo to 501 people. Have you done that yet? If you have not, then it's time to buck up, put in your shoes. I mean, not now, but put in your virtual shoes, come on Zoom and start doing your demos to your people. Who here is willing to do 501 demos? Now, let me tell you guys, put in 501 or SD 501. If you're willing to go through 501, what you would do is you would probably not reach your target. You'll reach much more than that. You will not reach 100, probably you'll reach much more than that. But make sure that the sooner you reach 501 people, the sooner you're on your way to be successful and develop the skills, right? Now, there is nothing called as I wasted this effort or I wasted this demo. Every single demo is allowing you to build the skill. Let's look at the mistake number 17. Mistake number 17 is selling only the product, relying just on direct sales income. We love the 8 points. So we see that, wow, there is amazing income just from the 8 points. And what happens is our team also starts duplicating it and the team entirely becomes product focused. But the beautiful thing about Kangen is that we have to actually start prospecting for business partners, educate them and learn to duplicate, get educated and bring team members to attend company events, because such events are where leaders are born. Who is getting massive value and clarity from this event? Just type in VC if you're getting massive value and clarity. I mean, VC is V and C. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So the thing here is, don't be overly product focused, right? Because when you are focused more on the business, you will end up selling more machines. If your goal is to help more families, you cannot be doing that just by selling directly. You have to grow a big team, right? So the lesson here is build a team of sellers, right? Build a team of sellers. Look also for sellers. So don't miss out on the opportunity to show a business plan to your prospects. I say this, it's more expensive to lose a distributor than an end user, right? Show the business plan to everybody. Don't judge anybody. Don't assume anyone that they will not be interested in the business. So with that, I come to the end of my session. Thank you so much. I have overshot my time. Really apologies to that. I hope it was okay. And you guys were able to get massive value and clarity. If you guys got massive value and clarity, please type in VC. Now, VC. Thank you so much. I hope my time is done long ago. Thank you. Over to Simon, guys.
All right. Thank you, buddy Heman. Thank you so much, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give Heman a big Zoom clap? Everybody together. Woo! Guys, you know, I just want to say something about what Heman just shared, the 17 mistakes. Each mistake, if you don't attend today's training, if you did not attend today's training, I would say each mistake could cost you $10,000 on an average. Would the leaders agree with me? Give me a number 1 in the chat box. Each mistake averagely could cost you $10,000 or more. Why? Because if you do one of the mistakes, and that is the mistake that stopped you from signing up a pit bull. We call them a pit bull. What is a pit bull? A pit bull is somebody that will contribute 50 to 80% of your business. That's a pit bull, all right? A person that comes in and becomes your strongest leader. So you cannot afford to make the mistakes. You need to really learn from what we're sharing today and make sure you do not repeat those mistakes and do what is be done by the leaders. That's why they're at the leaders status today, because they have avoided mistakes and did something better instead. And I want to emphasize what Heman said very correctly was the inoculation. Most people give up too soon. All right, most people give up too soon. Treat as if you have invested $1 million in this business and you will operate as if you have took a bank loan of $1 million to do the business. Would you be operating at a different level if you took a bank loan of $1 million to do this business? You wouldn't be sitting on your butt anymore, am I right? You'll be out there. Cannot go out, COVID. Zoom meeting. You would find ways. You wouldn't be like, it's COVID, it's so dangerous, I don't want to go out. Because mentally or maybe financially, you're not so invested. But trick your mind. I've put in $1 million. I need to repay the bank. You would operate at a totally different level. And that's for your own benefit, to trick your own mind. And that's how I operate. Okay, I see this as $1 million business because there are $1 million earners in Enagic. People making more than $1 million US a year in the company. Who would like to be $1 million earner in Enagic? Give me MDE in the chat box. $1 million earner, MDE. If you think only Sam Seah, only Bernard Chan, only the top leaders can be $1 million earners, I'm sorry, that's not the case, because the market is abundant. There are millions of people that have not heard about Enagic yet, and you have every single opportunity to build yourself into $1 million earner. The only reason you have a doubt is when you think the market is so small or there's no market for you, then you will never be $1 million earner. But the fact is, the market is huge. It all depends on you. Who here, you're committed to work towards to become $1 million earner? Type I in the chat box. Everything is possible. It doesn't matter you're in Malaysia. It doesn't matter you're in India. It doesn't matter you're in Middle East. You are in Europe. You are in Russia. It doesn't matter. Every market, there is an opportunity for you to become $1 million earner. It all depends on you. All right. So thank you so much, Hema, once again for that session. I'm going to actually quickly go into the next session.